This is your guide to getting fat. Okay, so you heard that right. This is the guide to get fat. So if you want to be fat like everyone else, then you can follow this guide. But if you want to be lean and lose weight, essentially all you need to do is do the opposite of this. Okay, so this is an amazing video because it will help people who want to get fat and want to get lean. So if you want to get fat, what you need to do is start eating lots of fat, okay, fatty food. So it starts with the food. So at the center of your lifestyle that you want to create for sustainable weight gain, what you want to do is make sure that the food that is at the center of this lifestyle, this sustainable weight gain lifestyle, there's lots of fat. So the fat you eat is the fat you wear. So therefore, if you want to be wearing lots of fat and look like the Michelin man, for example, or the Michelin woman, then you need to make sure that you've got loads and loads of rolls of fat. So if you imagine literally when you eat a tub of butter, it's the equivalent of taping a tub of butter to your tummy or your hip or your bum. So you can imagine just going and buying dozens of tubs of butter and sellotaping them to taping them to your tummy underneath your clothes. And that's basically the equivalent of that, because fat very efficiently converts to being stored on the body. And also you want to eat lots of protein, because if you want to get big, then the bodybuilder diet is for you. So eating lots of protein makes you big. So lots of fat and lots of protein makes you big, makes you more anabolic as well. So if you're anabolic, this is going to make you switch on growth pathways, and therefore you are going to become big and puffy. So if you want to be big and fat and puffy, then that's what you need to do. So thinking about becoming more anabolic through lots of fat and lots of protein. And what you need to do is you need to fear sugar. So what you have to do is you need to cut out sugar and eat more and more fat and more protein. So you need to start fearing every moment, every waking moment of your day. You need to start fearing sugar, okay? Because sugar is making you fat. So just ignore the fat and protein don't ignore the fat and protein. So what you need to do is eat lots of fat and protein and then fear sugar, okay? So sugar is fat free, but it turns into fat, okay, which is bad, okay. So yes, it is a bit confusing, isn't it? Because sugar is fat free, but it turns to fat, which is bad. But eating lots of fat is good. So yes, it can be a bit confusing, and that's what you need to be. You always need to be confused and have no idea about what's going on around you and have no idea how the world works and be just completely confused all the time. So yes, you need to cut out sugar, because sugar turns to fat and fat's bad for you. But if you're eating fat, there's only healthy fats, okay? There's only healthy good fats. So there's no such thing as bad fats. It's only sugar that turns into bad fats, okay? So sugar turns into bad fats, but the fat you eat, that you wear, is only good. So there's only healthy good fats, okay? And you should eat as much protein as you can. And yes, you are going to, well, no, you're not going to destroy your kidneys, okay? So you're not going to destroy your kidneys from eating a high protein diet. You're not going to suffer from bone loss and osteoporosis the older you get from the excess amount of amino acids that you get from eating animal products. So you need to eat lots and lots of animal products. And that way you'll always be able to eat the high calorie foods. So what you want to do is eat high calorie dense foods, okay? Because this is the guide to getting fat. So if you want to gain weight, mostly, animal products, they're good because they contain lots of fat which is high calorie. So 9 calories per 1 gram of fat. So that means you'll be able to put on lots of healthy fats on the body. And no, heart disease is the term for good health. Okay, so if you want to be healthy, you, and this is talking about food at the center of your lifestyle, at the center of your lifestyle. Heart disease, no, this is a term for good health. Okay, if you're suffering from heart disease, you're suffering from good health. And if you're suffering from cancer, this is a term used for suffering from good health. And if you want type 2 diabetes from being fat, again, these are all chronic good morbidities. Okay, so there's no such thing as becoming ill from eating lots of fat. So that will make you really healthy. So suffering from heart disease, cancer, type 2 diabetes, hypertension, and blood clots, they're all good. And that's the food side. So that's a brief introduction to what you need to do for food. Oh, and calorie counting. So what you want to do as well with that is you want to starve yourself in order to get fat. Okay, so if you doing calories in, calories out, and you're starving and then you're feasting and then starving and feasting and starving and feasting, this is a sustainable weight gain lifestyle, because when you starve, this tells your body to go into famine mode, and therefore your body will say, we need to store every last available calorie as fat, because naturally in the life we lived before the modern world, if we were living like day to day, like we used to do before modern agriculture allowed us to eat staple crops, if we were just in survival mode, we would store that calorie, the calorie for tomorrow, for famine, the famine that was coming potentially, we would store that calorie as fat. Okay, so does that make sense? So you can either be in famine mode or feast mode. So what you want to do is constantly be in famine mode. And this means that you'll train your body to store more fat. And that way, when you're feasting and fasting and feasting and fasting, or eating as much, starving, eating as much as you can, starving, this will over time mean that you'll gain weight. Because every time that you've feasted, you're going to put on lots of fat. And then when you go into famine mode, when you're fasting or you're starving yourself, your body is just going to go, right, we need to store as much fat as we can. And then generally, as you're going like this, yo-yo dieting, which is a name for being healthy, okay, yo-yo dieting, your weight is going to gradually increase like this. And that's the food. So that's the food side of your sustainable and healthy weight gain lifestyle. The other part of it, you could call it 50% of the core, there's peripheral things, but essentially food. And the other thing is the car. So what you want to have is the car at the center of your life. So you want high fat, high protein foods and the car, the automotive industry, at the center of your life. So this means that you'll become sedentary, which means that you won't burn fat through moving your body through exercise, or for example, using the bicycle. So what you definitely don't want if you want the sustainable weight gain lifestyle is a bicycle, because a bicycle would help you to lose weight, and that's bad, okay, if you want to be fat. So you don't want the bicycle. You don't want to do any aerobic sports, but especially cycling, because cycling is the best way to lose weight. But therefore you don't want to do that. So what you want to do is drive everywhere and be lazy and not move your body in any way other than stepping from your house into your car, to drive to your office job, to step out into the elevator. Okay, so you need to use the elevators, never the stairs, and then shuffle along to your desk and then go back into the elevator and then go back. So what you want to do is go from one cube to another cube, the metal cube, which moves you to the other metal cube, the elevator, which takes you up to your office cube. And then you go from that cube back into the metal cube that takes you down to the bottom floor. into your metal cube box that takes you back to your cube of your house. Okay, and yes, you probably want to get an elevator put into your house as well, because you don't want to walk up the stairs. That might mean you might lose weight. So the way that you store fat and therefore not burn it is by not moving your body. So if you move your body, what happens when you move your body more and you burn fat and you eat sugar? Fat burns in the fires of carbohydrates. So what you want to do is cut out carbohydrates and become addicted to stress inducing drugs like caffeine. So you want to always be stressed as well. So around the periphery of high fat, high protein, low sugar and the car, what you want to have is be stressed, okay, by all of these things around you. So you want to look at social media and constantly be stressed by things that don't mean anything, and drama in the world that's just created to make you stressed that doesn't mean anything. And this means that if you're constantly stressed, you will release hormones, stress hormones. That means that you'll always be worried about what you're doing, and you'll always feel upset. And this leads you to ruin your sleep, and you'll get addicted to stimulant drugs like coffee because you've cut out sugar, which every cell in the human body runs on sugar. So therefore you don't want to have sugar, because if you had sugar, it means that you would not eat fat. So you want to do everything that means that you're going to eat more fat and protein. And when you become stressed, you release hormones that mean you start to gain weight. Okay, so you'll release stress gain weight hormones, hormones that make you fatter. And yes, you're going to ruin your sleep as well through addiction through coffee. So you want to drink as much coffee as you can during the day, and then that'll ruin your sleep and that'll make you even more stressed. And you want to create as well, in the periphery of the core, you want to create a social circle of people that don't care about your health, okay, that are never going to help you, don't care about your health, okay, that are always going to help you get fat by telling you to keep it up, that they're proud of you, and that you're always a victim, okay, you're a victim of circumstance, and and other things that have nothing to do with you are causing you to become fat. So you don't want anyone to support you to lose weight. You don't want anyone that you can lean on that will help you, to inspire you to get healthy. So if you want to get lean, I would do the opposite of everything that I've just said. If you want to live the sustainable weight loss lifestyle that I promote on this channel, which is a vegan, high sugar, low fat, low protein lifestyle, then do the opposite of everything that I just said. So this video is great because it helps people who want to get fat sustainably, and it also helps people who want to get lean and live the sustainable weight loss lifestyle. So I hope you enjoy the video, and like and subscribe, and you'll be able to check out as well other videos on the channel where I show what I eat, what I choose to eat to stay lean on the sustainable weight loss lifestyle. So I hope you enjoy the video, and thank you for your time. Ciao.